Okay, picture this. A huge frozen island, home to just 57,000 people. A place where minus 30 degrees Celsius is just a normal day. So why on earth has this massive sheet of ice suddenly become the center of a global power struggle? Let's get into it, because the real reason is way bigger than you might think.
It kind of came out of nowhere, right? Former US President Donald Trump, not once, but repeatedly, made it clear he wanted to acquire Greenland. He was forceful about it, even hinting that military pressure was on the table. And just like that, his blunt ambition threw this remote island right into the global spotlight.
But this brings up the big question. Why? I mean, really, why this intense focus on what seems like a desolate, frozen landscape? Well, the answer isn't just about planting a flag on more territory. It's about a strategic prize that could literally redefine global power for the next 100 years. Now, here's the thing that's really fascinating. Trump's obsession? It wasn't new at all. It was just the latest, and maybe loudest, chapter in a story that's been going on for over a century. Turns out, Greenland has been on the US government's shopping list for a very, very long time. And I mean, this is not a new fixation. The US has been trying to get its hands on Greenland for over 150 years. The first attempt was way back in 1867, right after they bought Alaska. Then you had President Taft try again in 1910. After World War II, President Truman made a serious offer, $100 million in pure gold. And every single time the answer was a hard no. But this long history proves one thing loud and clear. The US has always seen Greenland as absolutely vital.
So let's start with the first, most obvious reason for this long-standing interest. It all comes down to military power. It's about securing what you could call the Arctic fortress.
Look at a map. Geographically, Greenland is the ultimate strategic high ground, sitting right between the United States and Russia. The US already has a massive base there, the Bodefik Space Base. You might know it as Thule Air Base. It's home to this incredibly important radar system that can spot any intercontinental missile coming from Russia over the North Pole almost instantly. To put it simply, if you control Greenland, you control the northern gateway to America.
A military base is obviously a big deal, but is that the whole story?
Not even close. What if the real prize, the one that has superpowers scrambling, is actually buried 2 kilometers deep, underneath a thick sheet of ancient ice? And this brings us to the second reason, the unbelievable, almost mythical mineral wealth of Greenland. People have called these resources the oxygen for future technology, and for centuries, they've been completely locked away. To really get why Greenland's minerals are such a game changer, you have to look at the situation right now. As it stands, China controls a staggering 90% of the world's supply of these rare earth elements. This gives them a trump card. They can threaten to cut off exports and hold entire industries hostage. For the West, this isn't just a weakness. It's a massive strategic problem that needs a solution fast. But Greenland could completely flip the script on that monopoly. Geologists believe it's a treasure chest of everything we need to build our future. We're talking neodymium for the powerful magnets in every EV and wind turbine, gallium, which is essential for next-gen AI chips, uranium to fuel clean nuclear power, silicon for all the semiconductors that run our lives. This is literally the shopping list for the entire green energy revolution. Oh, and as if that's not enough, there could be over 31 billion barrels of oil just waiting offshore. Okay, so you've got the military position, you've got the treasure chest of minerals, but there is one final prize. A prize that climate change is literally unlocking before our very eyes. And it's something that could completely reroute global trade as we know it. A brand new global highway. For centuries, if you were shipping goods between Asia and Europe, you had one main option: the long, slow journey through the Suez Canal. But as the Arctic ice melts, a new route is opening up, the Northwest Passage. And the difference it makes? Well, it's absolutely dramatic. A ship going from China to London could slash its journey by 9,000 kilometers. Let that sink in. That saves 10 to 15 days at sea and millions of dollars in fuel costs for just a single trip. This isn't just a minor improvement, it is a full-blown revolution for global logistics. So here's the bottom line on this point. Greenland is sitting right at the entrance of this new maritime superhighway. Whoever controls Greenland effectively controls the toll plaza for the future of global trade. They become the gatekeeper to this new world. So you add it all up, the military position, the critical minerals, the control over a new global trade route,
And suddenly, the stakes become unbelievably high. A change in who controls Greenland wouldn't just be a minor news story, it could trigger a geopolitical earthquake with massive, massive consequences. I mean, just think about the dominoes. If the US were to somehow gain control, they would instantly become the sole Arctic superpower. But the fallout? The trust with key European allies, especially NATO partner Denmark, could be shattered. Sure, China's mineral monopoly would be broken, but at what cost? Unregulated mining could completely devastate Greenland's fragile ecosystem, and maybe most importantly, the indigenous Kalalite people could watch their ancient culture and their dreams of independence just vanish forever.
So the fate of this one massive ice-covered island could reshape our entire world for the next century. And as that ice melts away, it leaves us with a truly chilling question. Will this new open Arctic become a path for global cooperation, or will it become the next great battlefield for a world war? The clock is definitely ticking.